and gates instead of plates. And inside the ceilings and halls festooned with jewels all over the walls. His royal spouse, the Queen of Spades, rolled in riches, so weighed as much could be, as almost anyone could see. For such a weighty queen to bear, they built a secretly pine. One fine day from her casement high, she waved to him. He lost his head, he lost his grip. The sedan chair lurched, and then with a flip, out popped the queen, head over heels, rolled down with a bounce and a splash right into the tub. And here a whale, a fine old glutton, swallowed her down to her last jade button. His nose, I'll eat nothing but her jewels and her clothes. The King of Diamonds, black as thunder, fumed and raged at this terrible blunder. Wasting jewels in this silly way, someone in jail for this crime must pay. Then he called in the joker, jolly and lean, and ordered him to carry the queen. And off were marched to the prison cell, the Jack of Hearts and his damoiselle. The King of Diamonds had a brother who lived in a castle somewhere or other. This castle of his was all patched up. So miserably poor was the poor King of Cups. And when there was nothing left to eat, he decided to set off for his brother's retreat. He patched up the patches and locked the doors, wept great tears in threes and fours, worked up his courage by and by, and off he trudged with his cup and a sigh. Said the poor king to his brother dear, my stomach's quite empty of food, I fear. I'll give you a bone to suck and chew, but you've got to earn it, yes you do. It's time for my subjects to pay up their offers, so go get their gold and replenish my coffers. The King of Cups, quite weak in the knees, went out and collected the yearly fees, and devoured with his eyes the roasted bird his brother sat eating without a word. His stomach leapt at this terrible sight. His mind went blank, and then out like a light. And seized by a fever, first hot, then cold, right out the window he tossed the gold. It was really a wonderful, wonderful day for all the subjects who'd had to pay. For just when things were looking the worst, right out of the blue, they were reimbursed. But the King of Diamonds in making repairs for this hideous crime. He put the joker in charge of the treasure, and then decided, just for good measure, to lock King Cups in the prison cell with the Jack of Hearts and his damoiselle. The King of Diamonds on another day mounted his carriage and was off and away. But his royal steed, as he trotted along, heard some music which, loud and strong, came from the frolicsome Ferris wheel, a sight almost too good to be real. Dear brother horse, come for a ride. Just one jump and you're up on the side. So jump he did, and now you'll see the fate of the king, poor victim he. the joker then was called upon to draw the carriage ere and anon, whereas the horse ended up in the cell with Cups, the jack, and his damoiselle. One by one, all the cards in the pack landed in jail, and that's a fact. But then round the castle one fatal night, a storm broke out with fury and might. The prison was guarded, nor need it seem queer, by 2 cards of clubs, impervious to fear. A bolt of lightning, before they could blink, seared them to ashes as quick as a wink. The King of Diamonds at once decided for another guard to be provided, and dragged from his bed by physical force the good jolly joker, the same of course. But this time the joker was deeply repelled, so without much ado he up and rebelled. He threw wide the door of the prison cell, let out the jack and his damoiselle, the King of Cups and the noble Speed. Over the rainbow into the blue, one after the other flew. Then down the rainbow on the opposite side and into a boat just right for the ride. The boat was a vessel of silver and gold, as swift as an arrow, a sight to behold. And it carried them off far, far away to a distant land all merry and gay. The land of the jokers, that was its name, a land quite worthy indeed of him, where everyone dances and everyone plays, and everyone smiles to the end of his days. And what was the fate of the king and queen? In their tumble-down castle, when last they were seen, they lived alone, abandoned by all, eaten away by wormwood and gall, down to 2 little strips, just room to pen, just 2 little words, to wit, the end.